the Bermuda Triangle is one of the busiest regions of the ocean, and one of the choppiest, stormiest regions of the ocean, and over 100 disappearances of ships and planes, and over 1,000 lives have been missing.
What?
Yes, 1,000 lives lost.
Have they found the bodies? I don't even want to interrupt, but have they?
No, that's what's so interesting and mysterious about the Bermuda Triangle.
Because that's a big thing about murder, you guys, is you need. I don't mean to interrupt, but I'm fascinated. I'm like, seriously, I'm so fascinated by that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, lives lost as far as we know, right? So these people have gone missing.
Not
we don't
recorded.
Know, yes, we don't know what.
But no body found.
People. No bodies have been found.
Okay.
One of the first accounts was by Christopher Columbus himself.
No way.
He crossed the Bermuda Triangle, and when he did, his compasses went haywire when he was crossing, and it was very stormy.
The Santa
very
Maria?
choppy. I think so. Yeah.
I think that's the Pilgrim. Sorry, y'all.
Is that what he traveled in? What did Christopher Columbus travel?
What
in?
was Christopher Columbus's boat? That was the Pilgrim, the Santa Maria, the Pinta.
Isn't it the Mayflower?
That was the Pilgrims.
Oh, was it? It wasn't Christopher Columbus.
That was the Pilgrims. The Pilgrims had 3 boats. Which is hilarious because the Pilgrim story makes me. I think about the Pilgrims every day, but that's a whole other story.
Do you really?
I do. I do.
That's random.
I know.
That you think about the Pilgrims
I do.
every day. When I think of Pilgrims, I think of Thanksgiving, and then I get hungry.
I think about the pain and suffering of others every day.
One of the first accounts, Christopher Columbus, as we said, his compasses went haywire. He claimed to see lights in the sky, and the ocean was choppier than it was in the rest of his voyage all throughout. I mean, that dude's been around.
They had some drugs back then. They had some drugs.
They did. They had opium and stuff.
They were just mixing it up.
That could be.
They didn't have a dealer. They're just mixing it up.
He saw lights in the sky, and he also claimed to see showers of fireballs falling from the sky, apparently.
Meteor shower.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, all these people.
The thing I'm just so fascinated what you're saying that it's stirring up my passion. But
yeah.
Back then there were no lights in the sky as far as
there's
light pollution. So no light pollution. You can see literally space. Without light
that's
pollution.
True. You can see a lot
so he probably saw a lot of things back then.
He honestly could have just seen like a meteor shower.
He's seen space.
Yeah.
Do you know once in the 80s, LA turned off, and there was so many calls to 911. Yes, there's a picture. It happened in the 80s, and there were so many calls to 911 because you know what happened? For the first time, people saw space.
Really?
They saw.
That's so cool.
They saw the solar system, and that was very frightening. Because but with everything off, you can actually see a lot. So it's just a possibility.
We really do live in our own bubble, don't we, on this planet? Because we really just kind of.
And people do too.
Yeah, we live in our own little.
Ego bubbles.
Yeah.
What you're saying is just so fascinating.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I think that's all that I have on Christopher Columbus. But he was one of the first accounts to experience the Bermuda Triangle, and it's like very.
Who should play Christopher Columbus in the movie?
In the movie?
Yeah, like if you could pick an actor.
I feel like Russell Crowe.
I know.
He's kind of an asshole.
But don't do Master as a Commander, Russell Crowe. That shit's boring.
Yeah, I think
punch
that's
it
why.
up a notch, Russell.
Yeah, I wasn't into that movie. It wasn't.
But okay, secondary choice, Russell Crowe.
Secondary choice. Okay. Do you have anyone? I feel like you have someone.
Chris
in mind.
Pratt.
Chris Pratt? I love Chris Pratt. But the only thing about Chris Pratt is he's a good
acting
guy.
chops.
He's a good
I want to see his acting chops. I want to see him.
Columbus, I mean, if we really look up his history, like he really wasn't who we thought he was.
Exactly. A good role for Chris Pratt to take on.
A bad person, I think. I mean, obviously we don't know.
I just saw a whole South Park episode about that. Look up the South Park Randy Christopher Columbus episode. Which is a recent episode, but I would love to see some range. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Actually, that would be interesting for him to play someone who is like a villain, someone who
he
has
can pull off.
bad intentions.
Cool. I've heard he's a fantastic. Okay, but you make me so passionate when you speak. Sorry, friend.
Okay, so the second account this one's pretty famous. It was one of the USS. It was one of the Navy ships. It was called the USS Cyclops. and this went missing on March 4th in 1918. It disappeared somewhere north of Barbados, one of the Navy's largest fuel ships. So that was a very, very famous account. So that was famous just because like the Navy went out. Yeah,
a whole Navy ship.
It went completely missing, and they even sent out like signals.
I have so much to say.
Yeah,
it's like I'm holding it back.
What is it? They sent out signals to like the Navy and stuff, and it was all like broken up. And in that area, it's just apparently like there's a lot of the theories is that there's a lot of electromagnetic activity in that area, and it's very stormy. And when like other electronics, like compasses, you know, in Christopher Columbus's case, or in like more modern day cases, you know, like walkie-talkie, or I don't know if they use walkie-talkie, but their way of communication, like it gets there's a lot of interferences in that area. So they try to send out like distress calls and all this, and they can't reach. Like they couldn't reach other members of the Navy at the time, and it just went completely missing, like an entire ship. Yeah. Wow. And so this has happened a lot.
This is sounding like One Piece more and more. Like I don't know if you've seen One Piece.
I never got into it.
But you know what I love about One Piece is it almost captures the fascination of the ocean that it is a very mysterious place.
Okay, so the next most famous account that I know of is about the Mary Celeste, and this was in 1872. And this was about a man named Benjamin Briggs, his wife, and 2-year-old daughter. And they had a crew of 7, and they were heading to New York to Genoa, Italy, and they were carrying 1,700 barrels of raw alcohol. And less than a month later, another vessel called the De Grazia came upon the Mary Celeste and found that the ship was empty, just completely empty. So the ship was sitting there without the family on it, but it had everything else on it. Like it had a 6-month supply of food that they had stored on the ship. It was still there, and they had all of their cargo.
It made it all the way?
1,700 barrels of alcohol. No, I don't remember where they found the ship, but somewhere between New York and then Italy was where they abandoned their ship. And I guess the lifeboat was missing, so they had taken the lifeboat, but everything else had been left on the ship, like all their food, everything. And the only like evidence that had been found by the De Grazia, I don't know. I think it was like an Italian ship, or maybe it was an English ship. I think it was an English ship that found them. The only evidence they found was like was a pirate sword lying on the ground.
Oh, pirates. Yeah.
So we think that like they were saying that pirates were ruled out because everything was left behind. Pirates only rob ships for merchandise and food and things like that.
They still do.
Everything was on the ship. So I don't know. Like it was a very mysterious, weird account where the family just completely disappeared. Theories that I have that a lot of people have covered on the Bermuda Triangle are, so theory number 1 on the Bermuda Triangle is that it's actually a giant portal to another dimension. So the Bermuda Triangle is just like a giant portal, and it takes us to, I don't know.
How about that?
Yeah, so like it's a dimension,
Gateway.
It's like a portal, it's a gateway. Yeah, and people get swallowed in this gateway. There's a lot of electromagnetic activity that's going on. It's a wormhole. So that's one theory. Theory number 2, the lost city of Atlantis resides beneath the Bermuda Triangle.
Whoa.
Yeah, which
sorry,
I
get so passionate.
Yeah. This is a cool theory. I've always believed in the lost city of Atlantis. I don't think I believe in it like that it still exists. I believe that it once was a city, like thousands of years ago.
Yeah, sea level changes.
Yeah. But I mean, this is a cool theory, and they believe that these people that were sucked into this wormhole were brought to the lost city of Atlantis, or the people that were like sucked into the ocean were like they're now residents of the lost city of Atlantis.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a theory. Theory number 3, aliens frequent this spot because of the electromagnetic activity in the area. They just kind of like chill in the area and they abduct people. Like scientists and oceanographers have researched this area a lot. So like they've done tons of research because of all of these stories that people come up with, or all of these accounts that have happened. So one theory is that methane gas stores up at the bottom of the Bermuda Triangle, and then it's released into bubbles. And when the bubbles like rise to the surface, they drag like liquid with them, obviously from the ocean. And then the bubbles come up and they're like so strong and like I don't know the strength of the bubbles.
Well, that's some science.
Push over a ship. So that's one theory. But then ships are built not to sink, so it's almost
The buoyancy, yeah.
yeah, the buoyancy and like they could like rock the ships back and forth because the bubbles could be so strong, and that's one theory. Another theory is that there could be tidal waves in the area, just because it's such like a tumultuous area of the ocean that like there could be tidal waves that happen once in a while, and they just completely swallow the vessels. And even planes. I didn't really go over planes.
I saw the vessels too.
There was 75 planes that have gone missing over
This
over the years.
is crazy numbers.
Yeah, and then there have been over like 300 ships that have gone missing, and people, and over 1,000 people have gone
You
missing.
have just intrigued me so much that I couldn't even stay quiet.
All right, everyone, thank you so much for checking out this episode on conspiracy theories. We really hope you enjoyed it.
We really do hope you enjoyed it, because we surely did.
Yes, and if you have any ideas for future conspiracy theory videos, we would highly appreciate your ideas. Over and out, drunk cats.
Bye.